Big news on Shakur Stevenson and Top Rank Promotions. Before we get into the news, make sure you hit my like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subbed to the channel.
You're talking alpha stuff with a fan base of betas. They are not going to go understand it. It's going to go right over their heads, and they'll figure out a way to make an excuse for it. So you can't talk alpha conversations with betas.
The Boogeyman Shakur Stevenson, yeah, that's what I'm going to call him. I'm going to call him Boogeyman Shakur because don't none of these fighters want to fight him in or around his weight division. Every time a name comes to the table, they make an excuse not to fight Shakur Stevenson. William Zepeda, they was just calling out Shakur. Then William Zepeda, his trainer came out and said, nah, we ain't fighting Shakur. I mean, we can go down the list of fighters from 135 to even some fighters that moved up to 140. They all made an excuse not to fight Shakur Stevenson. Now, I already know I got the trolls already in here about to type in the comments, hating on Shakur because y'all don't know shit about boxing.
You're talking alpha stuff with a fan base of betas. They are not going to go understand it. It's going to go right over their heads, and they'll figure out a way to make an excuse for it. So you can't talk alpha conversations with betas.
You watch a few highlights, you watch some TikTok films, and then you think you're boxing experts, but you don't know shit about boxing, just like Paulie Malignaggi said in the intro. But with all that being said, Shakur Stevenson, he has a fight coming up in July. And after that fight, he should become a free agent where he can go around and he can shop him services to where he can leave Top Rank. He don't got to be with Top Rank no more. But I'm here to tell y'all right now, it ain't happening. Now, we all heard Shakur Stevenson in several interviews say, look, I'm about to become a free agent. And when asked that, is he going to sign back to Top Rank? He said, not necessarily. I'm listening to all offers. Yeah, I'm trying to get the best deal I can get, and it ain't necessarily gonna be with Top Rank. Well, those talks have died down. You see, you ain't heard Shakur Stevenson say nothing about being no free agent or nothing about leaving no Top Rank lately. So he's signing back with Top Rank. That's for sure. Now you might say, well, how do you know what Shakur's gonna do? Shakur might watch this video and say, well, how he know what I'm gonna do? Well, I know what you're gonna do because when I listen to Shakur talk, every fighter that he say he wanna fight is a Top Rank fighter. Yeah, he says that he wants to fight Vasyl Lomachenko after his fight in July. A fight that I don't think he gonna get. For sure, he ain't gonna get that because Lomachenko has already showed on several occasions that he don't want to fight Shakur. And then Navarrete is fighting, I forgot who Navarrete fighting next, but that's the fight that's gonna happen is Navarrete and Lomachenko. But Shakur Stevenson, he thinks that Lomachenko's gonna give him some action. Lomachenko ain't gonna give you no action, bruh. Don't waste your time thinking you gonna get a Lomachenko fight next because it ain't gonna happen. Lomachenko gonna fight Navarrete. That's just what's going down, and they gonna wait it out as long as they can before they fight you, or they just gonna plain out not fight you. Another fighter that Shakur Stevenson has been talking about is a fighter that's actually not a Top Rank fighter, but this fighter is a Golden Boy fighter. William Zepeda and Shakur Stevenson's name has been linked to each other, although William Zepeda's coach has made it clear that they don't want to fight Shakur Stevenson next. But even if Shakur did fight William Zepeda next, it ain't like that he gonna sign with Golden Boy Promotions, and he definitely ain't gonna fight no William Zepeda going over to the PBC. So that's another sign, right? If you listen to what Shakur Stevenson has been saying and the fighters that he's been calling for, they either Top Rank fighters or fighters that's on Golden Boy, and we know that Golden Boy does business with Top Rank because Oscar and Bob Arum, they have a good relationship with each other. Now, of course, I already know people talking about Tank Davis in the comments already, probably. Shakur has let it be known on several different occasions he's ready to fight Gervonta Davis whenever Gervonta Davis is ready to fight him. He knows that him calling out Tank over and over again ain't gonna get no paperwork signed. Tank has to call for him. Tank gotta say, I'm ready to fight Shakur and send that contract over. Now, a lot of people say, well, that fight ain't gonna happen unless Shakur Stevenson signs with the PBC. Well, sounds good, but what if Shakur signs with the PBC and he still can't get a Tank Davis fight because you got guys like Leonard Ellaby? Oh, that fight gonna happen, but that fight ain't ready yet. Tank Davis is the best fighter in the world, and he don't need to worry about no Shakur Stevenson's. They can wait. You know how they do. So, in order for, and this is if you ask me, in order for Shakur to make a huge move and sign with the PBC, I would tell Shakur he needs to make sure that a Gervonta Davis fight is already agreed upon in contract. Because if they can't agree upon giving him a Tank Davis fight in contract, why would you sign with the PBC? Because we know one thing that the PBC does, and hey, I rock with the PBC. I like a lot of the fighters that they have. I like how they do business. But one thing I don't like about the PBC is when they got big name fighters, we know that they only gonna fight one time a year, if that. And at this stage of Shakur Stevenson's career, he can't afford to only be fighting one time a year. Now, I already know people gonna say, oh, well, he only fighting one time a year with Top Rank. No, he fights at least twice a year with Top Rank. And he probably would be fighting sooner than July if he hadn't suffered that injury back, in training camp leading up to the Edwin De Los Santos fight. I saw the MRIs, right? So he had to heal from his injuries. And then once he was able to come back and train, now he's training again. And they got a fight set up for him in July. So, Top Rank is definitely going to keep Shakur Stevenson more active than the PBC is. And when you look at the landscape, besides Gervonta Davis, where's the big fight for Shakur Stevenson on PBC? Rolly already moved up, right? We talking about at 135. Rolly moved up already, right? You got a rematch with Edwin De Los Santos, but that's not a big fight. But that's a fight that, I wouldn't mind seeing, Then you got Frank Martin. But Frank Martin, he about to fight Gervonta Davis. So Frank Martin's stock could either go sky high or Frank Martin's stock could plummet depending on how he shows up against Tank. If he beat Tank, then we know that Tank and Frank Martin gonna have a rematch. If he get knocked out by Tank, then everybody just go write Frank Martin off. And then, if Shakur and Frank Martin fight, is that fight even gonna be big at that point in time? Now, when you go to Top Rank, you got guys like Lomachenko, Navarrete, you got Muratalla. But the problem with Top Rank is that it don't look like that Shakur is gonna get any of those fights. You got Vasil Lomachenko has already pretty much ducked Shakur on several occasions. Let Shakur know, no thank you, I don't want to fight you. Then you got Navarrete that's ducked him. He don't want to fight him. So who is Shakur going to fight on Top Rank? Now, like I said, a lot of the fans have been calling for a Muratalla fight. That's the diehard boxing fans. But Muratalla is not on that level yet because he's still kind of like in that prospect area. Don't nobody really know who he is like that. And is Bob Arum willing to put a rising prospect in the ring against Shakur Stevenson to hurt his own business? Bob Arum don't work like that. He ain't finna do that. So Muratalla is off the table. That fight ain't gonna happen, if it does happen, for at least another year and a half. See, Shakur is in a messed up situation because nobody wants to fight him. As far as Shakur signing back with Top Rank, that's the move that he's decided that he wants to do. And I think a big part of it is because his manager, Jay Prince, does not do business with anybody but Bob Arum in boxing. He don't do no business with the PBC and Al Heyman. Now, I've heard that Al Heyman and Jay Prince, they don't rock with each other at all. So in order for Shakur Stevenson to even sign with the PBC, he would have to leave mob ties. He would have to leave Jay Prince. And that ain't happening because once you mob ties, you're mob ties for life. So it looked like that Shakur Stevenson is going to be with Top Rank for a long time until he finally decides to leave mob ties, if he ever decides to leave Jay Prince and mob ties. You feel me? And that's just what it is. Listen to Shakur Stevenson talk. Listen to the opponents that he's talking about fighting next. He's re-signing with Top Rank. That free agent shit went out the window. He not gonna be a free agent, looking to sign with nobody else. Now he will be looking to get the best deal he can with Top Rank, as we already know that Top Rank already had offered him about $3 million for the next 5 fights, and Shakur turned that down, as he should have turned that down. You never take the first deal that a promoter drops on the table anyway. So Shakur, he gonna be negotiating to get the best deal with Top Rank, and that's just what it's gonna be. Can we see the Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson fight, even though Shakur is gonna still be with Top Rank? Of course, if Tank and his team want to fight, but that's yet to be seen. Let me know what y'all think about the whole situation. Drop a comment in the comment section. Make sure you hit my like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subbed. And y'all already know how I do. There you go, talking that boxing again. And I'm gone.
Choking on that lead 2 miles per hour, so everybody sneak.